Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Hakudash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who taught us this truth. And shalom also to the Akim pushing his word in sincerity and in truth, and to the speckled bird across the four corners of the world, and to the few sisters who are listening. To you I say shalom. Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. Basically what I wanted to get into was Isaiah, the first chapter, and we're going to start off from verse 1. This is Isaiah 1:1. It says, "The vision of Isaiah the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for Yahweh has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know, my people do not consider." Right? Because here we have the ox and the ass, some of the creatures that are so. First of all, when people want to call somebody a stupid or something, what do they call them? A dumbass or a jackass or something like that. It's a figure of speech, trying to call somebody stupid, right? So here we have the ass, which is a donkey, and the ox, which are some of the dumbest creatures, right? But they do their job. They know who their master are. But here we have Israel, which are supposed to be above all nations, who are the special chosen people of the Most High God, the holy nation of Israel, which are set apart, sanctified, to not only do they have the law, statutes, and commandments given to them by the Most High, but hey man, we have the name Israel, Yasharallah, the Prince of the Power, right? And despite knowing all that, our people do not consider, man. Our people do not know. Like the scripture says, Jerusalem or Israel has waxed fat and kicked. Waxed fat. Let me see. I'm gonna start off on verse 15. It says, Deuteronomy 32:15. "But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook God which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation." So what did we do? We started to wax fat. We started to get that attitude, because of the things that we were growing in. We started to wax fat. Our nation started to prosper. We started to have kings, right? Because you have to go back into history. Our people wanted a king just like the other heathen, right? And the Most High told Samuel, they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me as their king. And from then on forward, they set up Saul. And then after Saul, they put King David. And King David, after that, after when Solomon started to rule, that's when everything started to go downhill. Well, that's when the kingdom was rent from him. Then it was Rehoboam and Jeroboam, so on and so forth. And then from there, everything started to go downhill. Why? Because Israel forsook the God that made him and lightly esteemed the rock of their salvation. When you go into the book of Judges, what was going on? Every single time, that there was a new judge and they would get delivered, boom, Israel would go back into rebellion, go back into captivity, right? It says, "They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations provoked they him to anger." It says, "They sacrificed unto devils, not to God, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not." So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua was angry with our nation because, we waxed fat, then we kicked. We kicked the rock of our salvation to the side. We started to provoke him to jealousy with all these other gods that we didn't even know, that our forefathers did not even praise. Started serving them, started doing all these abominations in the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. It says, of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee. So like the scripture says, these people, confess me with their mouths, so on and so forth, but their heart is far from me. They're unmindful of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They say they love God, they say this, and that. But ultimately, these people are unmindful. They have forgotten of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the God that formed them. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see that what their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation, children in whom is no faith. And the Lord, that the only way you could please the Most High, like it says in Hebrews, for it is impossible to please the Most High unless you have faith, right? Let me get that as well, because I don't want to. Let me see. This is Hebrews 11:6. It says, but without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So without faith you can't please the Most High. And most of our people, once they waxed fat, there was no more point to have hope or faith or whatever, and so on and so forth, because now they have their daily money and so on and so forth, and they forget the Most High, the one who put them in that situation in the first place, the one who set you up, the one who brought you up from the miry clay, the one that got you in that position in the first place. And then you forget the rock of your salvation, the one who saved you from that down low situation, man. That's what our people do. Our people have no faith. They have faith in Esau, though, right? The scriptures talk about, when we did all this, we provoked the Most High to anger, man. It says right here, Baruch 4:6, you were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. And that's exactly what happened, man. The Most High sold us to these other nations and gave us up. Why? Because we started to go off. We started to provoke him to anger, to jealousy. By what? Sacrificing unto devils. Forgetting who brought us up. Right? So let's go back to that Isaiah. This is Isaiah 1:4. Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters, that they have forsaken the Lord, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger, they are gone away backward. And that's exactly what our people are doing. They're going backwards, man. Because here it is. We have the laws, statutes, and commandments, the books, the prophecies, the oracles of the Most High, which give us the understanding, the vision of what's to come, of the future, of what's about to come on this place, the kingdom of heaven, New Jerusalem, right? Which is ultimately gonna change everything. This whole world is gonna be changed, but our people are going backwards. They're going back to straight rebellion, man. Our people are not so-called evolving as they think they are. They're not advancing. They're not progressing. They're stagnant. They're stuck in this place. Verse 5, it says, why should ye be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart is faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. So the Lord basically is saying, why should I even rebuke you anymore? Why should I even strike you anymore? Why should I even do any of these things anymore if you're just going to revolt more and more? You're just going to keep revolting and revolting. Right? It says your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire, your land strangers devour it in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. And the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. You know, the Lord is basically saying we're destroyed. Our people are destroyed. First and foremost, we're destroyed because of our lack of knowledge. Like it says in Hosea 4 and 6, our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And because you have rejected me, I shall reject you and your children, and so on and so forth. Man. Verse 9, and this is the point that I want to make. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. And that's where the point comes in. It's all about the remnant. The Lord has always left a remnant behind. When you go into the story of Noah, 8 souls were saved out of that whole flood before when the whole earth was flooded, only 8 souls were saved, man. Why do you think that now, Salakia, why do you think now, like it says in the book of Matthew, that it shall be like the days of Noah? The coming of the Son of Man shall be as the days of Noah. So when Yahushua comes back, only a remnant is going to be saved. The rest of you 2/3, that's why the Lord had to result in the destruction of the 2/3, man. Because these people, the whole head is sick. These people are not going to learn but in death by pain. And that's the only way these people are going to learn, because they're just destroyed. There's no soundness in it. They're just wounded up. They're bruised. There's just no going back for some of these people, man. You could tell them the truth 1,000,000 times and they still won't get it. They still won't know. They'll deny it. And that's when you realize that, hey, that might be some of the people that when Yahushua was on the cross, that might be them who said, let his blood be upon us and our children. That might be them. That might be them. A lot of these people, hey, like it says in the book of Luke, that Yahushua was set for the rising and the fall of many. When Yahushua came on the scene, a lot of people are going to fall. And a lot of people are going to rise. The saints are going to rise. The 144, the house of David, the tabernacle of David is going to rise. But in turn, a lot of them are going to fall. A lot of people are going to fall. You 2/3, you're going to fall. Let's get that in Zechariah. Then we're going to end it off. This is Zechariah 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So 2/3 are going to die, and the 1/3 are going to be left therein. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. Right? Because the Lord is trying us right now. He's proving us. The scripture says, prove a friend. And Yahushua says in John the 15th chapter that if you do the whatsoever I command you, then shall you be known as friends. And I have not called these servants but friends. Right? So the Lord is trying us. It says, they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. And that's what it is, man. The Lord is looking for that small remnant, the ones that have faith in him, the ones that are looking for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, the ones that are calling upon Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. The ones that are crying out. Is it not written in Ezekiel, set a mark upon their foreheads on the men that sigh and cry for the abominations that are done thereof? Are you sighing and crying? Are you crying unto the Lord? Are you putting your time aside and spending time with the Lord? Really just being in that spirit of mourning, right? Because being in the spirit of mirth right now is not going to help you. It's not going to help you a whole lot. Of course, there's a balance, Of course, there's a balance. I'm not saying that, be over righteous and you're just always crying unto the Lord and mourning and just in the spirit of just down. No, man, that's out of balance. But you have to put that time aside and really understand what the times that we're in right now. Jacob's trouble is around the corner, man. Right now is the time to, cleave unto the Lord the most that we can, you know, because these 2/3, you see what's about to happen to them. That's why the Lord told us to basically inquire how the righteous shall be saved, and to not worry about how these wicked ones are gonna be judged, man. Roughly paraphrasing in 2nd Ezra 9, I believe. You know, these people are through. You know, so with that, Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Hakudash Wa Abad Shalom.